Good morning, student. Today we'll solve some example and we'll obtain the transfer function. Of the electrical network shown in the figure. And also obtain result when R1 is equal to R2 is equal to R and C1 is equal to C2 is equal to C. Okay, so obtain results. Okay, the electrical network is given to you like this. This is the input voltage. This is the output voltage across this. This is R1. This is C1. This is R2. This is C2. Okay. Let us assume the current flowing through this is I1 and this is I2. Okay. So therefore, for the sake of the simplification purpose, we will consider this as one impedance. This is another impedance. This is another impedance, and this is another impedance. This is for the just for the sake of the simplification. Otherwise, it will become little bit complicated. So this can be reduced like this. This is suppose Z1. This is Z2. This is Z3. This is Z4. So this is, if you take the transform of the above circuit, this is I1 of S. This is I2 of S. Okay. So now there are two loops are there. So apply KVL to first loop. If we apply, then EI of S is equal to Z1 into I1 of S plus Z2 into I1 of S minus I2 of S. And if you solve this, it will become Z1 into I1 of S plus Z2 into I1 of S minus Z2 into I2 of S. And we can take this Z1 I1 of S term at one side, Z1 plus Z2 into I1 of S minus Z2 into I2 of S. So this is EI of S. This is equation number 1. Similarly, we have to apply the KVL to this second loop. If you apply the KVL to the second loop, the second loop is like this. This is Z2, Z3, Z4. Okay, this is the loop, second loop, I2 of S. So apply KVL to this loop. So there is no voltage source, so 0 into Z3 into I2 of S plus Z4 into I2 of S plus Z2 into I2 of S minus I1 of S. Solve this. Z3 I2 of S plus Z4 I2 of S plus Z2 I2 of S minus Z2 into I1 of S. This again we can separate I1 and I2 terms. So I1 is minus Z2 I1 of S plus Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4 into I2 of S. This is equation number 2. Okay. Again, one more equation is there, that is the output voltage which is there for the circuit. Z4, and this is output voltage in the above diagram, and this current is flowing here, I2 of S. So here we can write E naught of S is equal to Z4 into I2 of S. This is your equation number 3. Okay. So from equation 1 and 2, we can find the value of I2 of S, and we can substitute that value in this equation. So first we'll find the value of I2 of S from equation number 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, I2 of S is equal to, first we'll write in the matrix form. Z1 plus Z2 minus Z2, this minus Z2 into this is Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4. Okay. Now we have to find here value of I2 of S. We can find this I2 of S So I2 of S is equal to I2 of S. So this is Z1 plus Z2 minus Z2. This is EI of S 0 and divided by the determinant Z1 plus Z2 minus Z2 minus Z2 Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4. Okay, if you solve this further, then I2 of S is equal to EI of S into Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2 Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4 minus minus plus again minus Z2 square. Okay, so but from equation 3, that is E naught of S is equal to Z4 into I2 of S. So this is equation number 3 and we have to substitute this value of Is from this equation. So E naught of S is equal to Z4. Okay, sorry, Z4, yes, Z4 and I2 of is Z2 EI of S divided by the same term, that is Z1 Z2 Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4 minus Z2 square. Okay, so now what we can do, so this we can take on this side, so we'll get the transfer function. So E naught of S by EI of S, we'll take this on this side. So what will remain there? Z2 Z4 divided by Z1 plus Z2 Z2 plus Z3 plus Z4 minus Z2 square. So this is your transfer function. So we'll substitute the values of now. So what is Z1 we have considered here? Z1 is equal to R1. Z2 is equal to 1 by C1 of S, and Z3 is equal to R2 and Z4 is equal to 1 over C2 of S. Okay. So from this we have to substitute in the above equation, value of this substituted in the above equation. Therefore E naught of S by EI of S is equal to Z2 is 1 over C1S into Z4 is 1 over C2S. Again Z1 is R1 plus Z2 is 1 over C1S plus Z2 is 1 over C1S plus Z3 is R2 plus Z4 is 1 over C2S minus Z2 square. What is Z2? Z2 is 1 over C1S square. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll just solve this further. So E naught of S by E of S. One over C1 C2 S square divided by, we can take here we can multiply these two brackets, so R1 by C1S plus R1 R2, we are multiplying this plus R1 by C2S plus, now by these terms, so 1 over C1 square S square plus R2 by C1S plus 1 over C1 C2 S square minus 1 over C1 square S square. So what remained there in the numerator? C1 C2 S square. In the denominator, this will get cancelled. C1 1 by C1 square S square, this will get cancelled. So what will remain there now? So the terms remain here. This R1 plus R2 by C1S plus R1 R2 plus R1, this term we have taken, so this is R1 R1 R2, this is 1 over plus, hello, no. So this R1 R2 by C1 S square plus this R1 R2, and this is 1 over C1 C2 S square plus R1 C2 S. Okay, so these terms are remain there. Next is what will make this will try to make the and denominator terms again there will do like this. This is C1 C2 S square. So R1 plus R2, this is C2S, and this is divided by C1S C2S plus again R1 R2 C1 C2 S square by C1 C2 S square plus 1 over C1 C2 S square plus R1 C1S divided by C1 C2 S square. Okay, so now we can write further. So this 1 over C1 C2 S square by, we can now take here C1 C2 S square by these terms C2 SR1. We can solve this. C2 SR1 plus C2 SR2 plus R1 R2 C1 C2 S square plus 1 plus R1 C1 S. So this term will get cancelled. So what will remain there? 1 over 1 plus, we'll take here yes common. So what will remain there? R1 C1 from this term, then R1 C2, then R2 C2. We are taken yes outside. Next is R1 R2 C1 C2 square. Okay. So now this is your transfer function. Now we have to substitute here R1 R2 is equal to R and C1 C2 is equal to C. So we can write like this: 1 over 1 plus S RC plus RC plus R square C square S square. Okay, now what is this RC? RC is nothing but your time constant. 1 plus S into this is a 3 times RC plus R square C square S square. Therefore, we can further write 1 over 1 plus 3 tau S plus tau square S square. First, हाँ अभिलाषा त्यांना सांगून द्या इकडून लिहू नका मग. So this is your transfer function. One plus 3 tau S plus tau square S square.